Before Sri Mataji comes, I'll do two things. One is to invite you all to a workshop at which she will be present, at which Sri Mataji will be present, on Wednesday night at the Lancaster Room in the Hyatt Kingsgate Hotel, corner of King's Cross and Darlinghurst Roads. It's the top of William Street, as you well know. The Lancaster Room, Hyatt Kingsgate Hotel, corner of King's Cross and Darlinghurst Road. That's on Wednesday night, and it will be at 7 o'clock. There's been an overwhelming desire by everybody that she should be present. It was not arranged. We've arranged it at the last minute, and so that will be a chance for people to have their questions answered, to discuss individual problems, and to work in an environment in which we can perhaps get through some of the problem areas that are holding us up in our development. Many people, for example, here in Sydney, have achieved their self-realization. Many have achieved it maybe even a year or so ago. But they haven't done anything about it. There have been various obstacles, whether it's been from our side or from your side, whether it's been within yourselves in the sense of resistance by, and quite probably reasonably so, to any sort of belonging to a group and so on and so forth. We want to dispel those ideas because Sahaja Yoga is a very dynamic thing. Sahaja Yoga is a collective happening, and yet it doesn't mean the strict meaning of ashram life in which in the past it was talked about and discussed and probably written about. It is not anything which takes you away from the world. It very much puts you into the world. You enjoy family life, you enjoy your professional life, you enjoy your involvement in the world, and in no way do we live in glass houses. If we do, then we're to be criticized for doing that. But let me assure you that Sahaja Yoga is very normal because it has to take us that step forward from this human stage of awareness to the spiritual enlightenment that we've all been seeking. So please take a sheet from the back of the hall, if you haven't already done so, which invites you to do two things. One, to come to the district centres, which are in Annandale, Bondi, Burwood, Chatswood, Kensington, and gives the nights when they have workshop meetings. And it also tells you that we're going to have a Sunday collective meeting, workshop meeting, in which families, people who can't get during the week will be able to come along on a regular basis at a certain place. We'll announce that at the regular programs. But particularly, you're invited to the Lancaster Room at the Hyatt Kingsgate on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. Tonight, as I promised you, I want to very briefly run through a development of what was said last night. This subtle instrument within us gets switched on. The cool vibrations which most of you felt last night are only a physical manifestation of something that has happened. You are connected to that which is there, but from which you've been separated in this human existence. The Brahma Shakti is there. The all-pervading power of God is there. But we as human beings, with human awareness, have not been connected to that all-pervading power. So what has to happen is that in our conscious awareness, we have to know that we have been connected. And in a way, the autonomic nervous system has been built into us in such a way, in such a miraculous way, that the unfoldment of spiritual enlightenment is very much in parallel with the unfoldment and understanding of the autonomic nervous system. Now, what is the autonomic nervous system? Who is the auto? How does it work? Why is it unconscious? Why is it that we breathe without thinking? All of these things, when we put our attention to it, are inexplicable. And yet there is a divine intervention. There is some system. There is a working of the unconscious through us which has brought us to this stage. Now the very same energy of the unconscious has to bring into our conscious awareness a knowledge of the unconscious. As I said last night, she is a mouthpiece for the unconscious. Sri Mataji has come to give meaning to the desire of God, that all his creation should take that step back to his divine presence. So it's quite meaningful that it should be a mother. It's quite meaningful that we should have the tradition of the Christian Trinity. It's quite meaningful that Muhammad should have said that at this resurrection time, your hands will speak. It's quite meaningful that the Hindus have been saying we have to become a twice-born. We have to become a self-realized being. So many books, so many pathways we have read about. There is this fellowship, there is that organization, there is this particular pathway. And I used to believe that all pathways lead to God. It's a nice, slick way of reaching a neat conclusion which stops us from facing reality. In reality, all pathways do not lead to God. All pathways are pathways, but some are distractions. Some can be absolutely destructive. And there is truth, and there is untruth. And we have to know truth, and we have to be consciously aware of that truth, and we have to be able to verify it, as I said, within the functioning of the central nervous system. Now, this autonomic nervous system is the way we do it. We have known in our previous births the functioning of the left side and the right side. We've lived in extremes. We've lived either in the left side as a feeling person, as a person who reacted, a person who led the emotional life, a person who was conditioned, all of these things which we can broadly classify as the emotional life. It creates within us the superego. It's why, for example, in primitive man there was a protrusion at the back of the head, because the superego actually occupies the right brain and the back of the brain. The ego occupies the left brain and it occupies the front of the head. You can't show it in quite that dimension on a chart. But in primitive man, when we were principally functioning on instinct and feeling, we had a posterior lobe which was very enlarged and which gave us our reaction, which gave us our instinct, which gave us our developmental aspects towards that level of being which we might call modern man 40,000 years ago. Then, at that time, we started developing an ego. The ego was the preconscious mind in its early stages, and we have developed that ego to a very high level. And the ego is not quite such a bogey as perhaps many philosophers, many spiritual teachers have said it is. The ego has helped us. The ego has given us the perception, rationally, that there must be something higher. Last night I spoke about this Manipur or Nabi chakra, which is the urge to be something higher. But rationally, with this ego, we have come to the conclusion that there is a pure desire within us that has to rise and which has to give us our self-realization. Rationally, we have come to the conclusion that we've overdone it in this creation, that we've gone too far, that we're burning ourselves out, that we are misusing science, that we are being misled by false people. Rationally, we are coming to the conclusion. And so, the ego has been helpful. But unfortunately, the ego has also been misused to dominate and to aggress and to take us way beyond this right side, which manifests in the left brain, which was there for the original intention of perceiving the reality of something beyond the limitations of these two hemispheres. If we are stuck with the ego and the superego, we are living in a limited environment. That's why Christ took his birth at that point. The ego at that time was supreme. The ego was enough to destroy the Son of God. But it was a drama that had to be conducted because, as I said, Christ himself had to open the Agya Chakra in the Virata, in the Godhead. And so, in opening that center, we had to move through into a new dimension, which in us is in the limbic area of the brain, into a new area which takes us into the kingdom of God. Now, at the time, Christ didn't give realization, because we had to progress further. We had to learn how to forgive. We had to learn and know, in essence, that we are the Spirit, that there is an eternal life, and that we should not be identified with just this material, physical, emotional, and mental existence. We should aspire to something higher, but not only aspire, we should start to feel the urge to become the Spirit. And that urge comes from the purest of energies within us, which is the energy of the Holy Spirit within us, the Holy Ghost, the primordial mother, the Kundalini Shakti. Whatever particular scripture you adhere to, it's written as there, the female force. In Judaism it's there, in Mohammedanism it's there, and so many times it's referred to, but unfortunately, even in this day when feminism has got its great strident step forward, it has not been recognized even within the church. And yet, to be a mother and to be the one that gives birth is the greatest task. The greatest task. Only a mother can give birth. And if Almighty God has to send on this earth an incarnation of the mother to do the job, then jolly well we have to know that it's a job to be done. If she has to chastise us a little bit as she did last night, we have to know it's for our own good, because our brains have become a little bit corrupted, spiritually corrupted, because we've overdeveloped the ego. We've overdeveloped our knowledge. We've often misused what we have been given by God. So too, we often slip into superego due to our conditioning. The churches are substantially responsible for a lot of that. We are conditioned beings, which often distracts us from the true pathway. But in no way am I disparaging the churches. If, in fact, Christ would not recognize the Christian church as it is today, that doesn't take away from the essence of the religion of Christianity. Nor does Hinduism, as it's being practiced today, take away from the reality of the incarnations of Rama, of Krishna, and so on. If what Buddhists are doing away from the world in their peculiarly withdrawn state, leading very extreme lives, is any example of what Buddha was talking about, we are sadly mistaken. The Buddha gave up. He abandoned his stringencies. And he said, "Oh God, I surrender." And when he surrendered, his enlightenment in full came. He was a human being who took his full self-realization, his full enlightenment in his own life, and achieved, as an example for mankind, of the middle path. And by surrender to the power of God, he achieved that enlightenment. Muhammad came as a prophet, and he was waving the finger even at the Christians because of the nonsense they were up to at the time. He was waving a finger at the black magic that was going on in the desert tribes and the warring and the nonsense that was going on. He was an incarnation of the Guru principle who came on this earth, in this area within our subtle being, as one of 10 who came to say, bring your attention back to God. Allahu Akbar. It's God who is great. Take your attention away from a personality and bring your attention back to the all-pervading God. Because the Christians were personalizing Jesus Christ and turning the whole thing into a nonsense. And so all of these incarnations have had their purpose, to bring us forward as milestones in our evolution. And they were located at various points within our subtle body, within the Godhead, which is the macrocosm, The microcosm is us. We are reflections of this. This, in a way, is the Godhead. Sri Ganesh and his mother, Kundalini Mata, the Holy Spirit, is there. Hindus will know what I mean. Brahmadeva and Saraswati, the fountain of knowledge and creation, are there. Lakshmi and Vishnu are here. The Adi Gurus, the principle of the primordial master, is here. The 10 incarnations, Abraham, Moses, Muhammad, Lao Tse, Confucius, so many of them. Sai Baba of Shirdi, not the big buffalo fellow with the fuzzy hair, but those great incarnations who've come on the earth to teach. But to teach what? To teach balance, to teach righteousness, to teach that for our ascent we have to be in the center. We have to obey the rules. And so they all took their birth. Socrates, so many of them. Lao Tse, Muhammad was one. They all took their place here, 10 of them. And as Mother has often said, we human beings have 10 valencies. As carbon had 4, other elements had so many, human beings have got a valency too. And this is our valency. Our valency is our dharma, our righteousness. It's like 10 bondings. So we had the incarnations of the Adi Guru. Then we have the incarnations of the goddess who has come on this earth many, many times to protect and save and to reassure the seekers. As I said last night, the one within the context of our knowledge is Kuan Yin, the Chinese goddess of mercy. On the left side is the symbol of the Atma itself, Lord Shiva and Parvati. On the right is Sita and Ram. Now we're within the stage where we can identify history as it's written down. Within the void, so many incarnations of Lord Vishnu took place. First as a dolphin, then as a tortoise, then, and so we moved through the evolutionary phase until we got to Parusharam, who was the giant of mythology, the giant in Jack and the Beanstalk. And then we had Lord Ram, who was the symbol of kingship, who was the one who set the example of a father, a brother, a king, gave us that nobility that we have to assert as a man, as a member of this human society. Then we had Lord Krishna, the 8th avatar of Lord Vishnu. He took his place here to show us the witness state, that we have to become the Sakshi, the witness, the detached being to the play of the divine, that we have to know and recognize the all-pervading nature of God, that we have to start discriminating between right and wrong, that we have to enjoy the play of the divine, the Krishna Lila, as it's called. He took his birth a few thousand years ago and opened this center within us. And this is the center 2,000 years ago of the Lord Jesus Christ, which he opened to absorb our superego and to absorb our ego so that we could be ready for our ascent. That's why he said, I have died for your sins. Your sins and your karmas are what are built up in those two hemispheres. Karmas are here, sins, so-called, are here. But in dying, he has given us, at the time of our self-realization, the power to suck in those two so that our ascent takes place and we are not restricted and caught up in that chakra in such a way that it creates a problem. Forgiveness is the power. There are 11 destroying powers of the Lord, of the incarnation of Lord Vishnu. There are 11. It's why Christ wore the crown of thorns. 11 thorns were there. 11 destroying powers are there. The greatest power Christ manifested, forgiveness. The greatest power was forgiveness. Now, power means the power over evil, the power to neutralize negativity. It does not mean power in the sense in which we egoistically view it. So, the 11 destroying powers refers to the 11 capacities within us when we ascend to that level to destroy all that is negative. And this power is starting to manifest today. This power is starting to manifest even in the gross. It's been known that there is an association between a certain chemical which is believed to be secreted here, which is this place of the 11 destroying powers, a chemical that is released here, and cancer. Interferon is known to be connected with the message-giving quality between cells. And that message-giving quality, when it breaks down, cancer takes off. So we have to, in a subtle way, relate this and see how we have to become collective. No more of withdrawal from the world. No more of isolating ourselves away from a collective evolution that has to take place. Mankind has to move ahead in collectivity. This is why this great urge is expressing itself in all sorts of ways in our community. Communes are developing, all sorts of new ideas are developing. It is a deep urge from within being expressed here, across this part of the being just above the Agya Chakra, which is taking us into a great desire to share with our fellow man that quality of the spirit. But we haven't quite reached this stage. And only when we get our self-realization does the full process mature. Two things happen. You get your self-realization, you get connected to the unconscious, you become empowered with the spirit, and you take on the full dimension of the destroying power of Almighty God, destroying of negativity. And that destructive power is tremendous, but it is not something to be afraid of. It's something which just takes place. It's something which moves into our awareness, and you have that capacity to remove obstacles, to remove obstructions, to neutralize and penetrate through that which is negative and reach that which is beautiful and positive and enrich it. Because at this point within us is the power of love manifested as compassion, compassion of the mother. Christ was the power of love, but the mother is love, boundless love, overridden by compassion. And so, in her compassion, she has taken birth. In her compassion, she is giving everyone their self-realization. Everyone. Even the people who are negative can get it. This Brahma Nadi through the center of the Sushumna Nadi is there for that purpose. It's like a hair's breadth channel through the central channel, which is open in every single person. And a thread of the Kundalini can rise through that channel and can put you in touch with the unconscious. And it is for you to choose in your discrimination and according to your desire to be one with God, whether you take it and fulfill it and develop it. So, within us, this system, this tremendous system, is working. It's operative. It started yesterday for some people. It has already started for many. Sri Mataji has arrived. So, at that point, that compassion, that love has to manifest. Every single man, as well as every woman, has to be imbued with the power of love, which is compassionate, with the power of love which nourishes, which the power of love which gives birth, actually. Gives birth. As you are empowered with the Spirit, you will be empowered to awaken the Kundalini of others. You will be empowered to pass this great gift on. And so, if, I think it was Joaquin de Fiore, back in the 13th century, who said there has been an age of the Father, there has been an age of the Son, now will come an age of the Holy Spirit. That age of the Holy Spirit has to give birth, has to give light, has to enlighten our beings in a way in which we become whole people. Each and every one of these chakras has got a direct relationship to this nervous system that I spoke about. If this is the sympathetic nervous system on the left and right side, the parasympathetic system is through the center. And yet we doctors, limited by modern science, only know about two parts of the parasympathetic, the craniosacral part. We don't know between there and there. We have no explanation, except some vague explanations about peripheral pathways of cranial nerves and so on. But after realization, what happens is this energy unfolds, and with it the parasympathetic itself becomes enlightened. It rises, it connects and integrates each of these chakras through the center, and the purity and innocence at its base becomes the enlightening support of a brain which knows truth, of a brain which is enlightened by purity and holiness. The very brain cells themselves take on a caliber which is enriched with the power of love, with the power of purity, with the power of innocence. I don't know whether Sri Mataji told us last night that Australia has a place on this map, if you like, of the gross universe expressed in the Virata. This is Australia's place. The Muladhara chakra is Australia's place. Australia is the innocence that directly stands by and knows no other than his own mother, the Kundalini Mata herself. Australia's place is here. The support of the root, the support of the innocence, the one who in his childlike obedience knows nothing else other than the love that he has for his mother. And so we've got a very special place. This is India. This place of the Kundalini Mata herself is the subcontinent of India. And it's so full of vibrations of purity. It has so many problems which we can look at a gross level, but you look at the essence, and it has that quality of purity. And so many of these chakras can be seen to relate directly in the gross to parts of this world which we call as God's creation. But Australia has an important place. She has expressed her love for her son as expressed by us here, because we are obedient. We have come into Sahaja Yoga in a way which has accepted her as the one who has come on this earth to give the creation by Almighty God its meaning. Underneath this gross or perhaps crass surface veneer of westernization, Australia is an Asian vibration. It has a tremendous vibration of holiness and particularly innocence. And we have to find that. We have to re-establish that. Whatever we've done to damage it doesn't matter. Basically, we have that innocence to respond to. If we upset that quality of innocence, as we found, all sorts of problems start occurring within our subtle being and blockages occur. All sorts of diseases start manifesting in the gross. The dirty diseases, the diseases that relate to psychosexual medicine and so on, come from obstructions in this area. Thanks to Mr. Freud, we're nicely embroiled in all that. Then we have this chakra, which gives us our creativity, and it relates to the organs within us, pancreas, uterus, and all of the organs within this area. I don't have to go through it, kidneys, and so on. This relates to the organs of digestion, the stomach itself. This relates to the heart and to the lungs. And all the diseases that are related to that area are directly controlled and corrected by this center's correction. Here we have all of the problems that a blocked Vishuddhi chakra may cause us. Tension in the neck, problems with the thyroid gland, all sorts of facial problems coming from the cervical plexus of nerves. Here we have the pituitary gland, which directly influences all the others and gives us the control that we need from the brain itself. So you can see how intimately each and every one of these centers is directly related to and affects our health, physical and emotional. If we're mentally disturbed, it's usually a problem somewhere on this left side. We've distorted the chakra here or here or here due to our lifestyle. If we've got a problem in our ego side, we try to aggress others, we work too hard, we try to overdo things, whatever it might be, we find we've got a problem on the right-hand side because we're out of balance in the activity of our sympathetic nervous system. But as she said last night, we're ready for our ascent. We're ready for a movement through the center. The parasympathetic has to become that which is the dominant balancing force within us. Balance-oriented is the function of parasympathetic. We get integrated. We get all the qualities of innocence and purity, of creativity, of the joy and satisfaction of a person who is emerging. We get all of that security which we come to know when the heart chakra opens. We start to see the all-pervading nature of God. We start to become just a witness to the drama at this center. We become a forgiving person at this center, and we know with certainty that we are the Spirit. And at this center, the ultimate center, we become an integrated personality. We become a compassionate personality. We want to grow in the love of God. We want to become fully a realized soul. We want to completely integrate ourselves with the collective consciousness which has been established within us. We want to share the blessings with others. We want to give realization to others. We want to know the integration of all the great religions. We want to know the joy of the Spirit. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, again I want to introduce to you Sri Mataji Nirmala Devi. Thank you.
I bow to all the seekers of truth. I explained to you yesterday that seekers are a special category of human beings. And they have to first seek their self. They are to be blessed first, and then the rest of the world will follow them. Dr. Warren has explained to you at length the connection between the gross and the subtle, how the different centers are related to different plexuses. Very clearly, when I did my medicine, the names of these plexuses were different. Now they are different. And every day it is changing because they are finding new and new things. But when you get your self-realization, when you become the self, then you don't live in any relative world. Today the problem of religions who are fighting among themselves, like Christians have so many cults, Hindus have so many cults, Muslims have so many divisions. This is only because they are understanding God through their mental projections. Because they are not on absolute state. When it comes to mental projection, one can go on interpreting the same thing in 100 ways. Like Bible can be interpreted this way or that way intellectually. When you are in the absolute, then absolute is only one. You cannot have many cults, many interpretations. There cannot be many. So when you become the self, the first thing that happens to you, that you enter into the state of absolute. Your hand starts speaking. On your fingertips you start feeling it. It doesn't think. It just gives you the indications. Supposing you want to find out, is there God? You have to just put your hands like this and ask the question 3 times, is there God? From your heart. And you will be amazed. The vibrations will be very strong on your hands. This is the proof that there is God. The time has come to prove the existence of God. Prove the existence of all-pervading power. You turn round to the all-pervading power. Put your hands towards Him and ask, is there the power of God which is all-pervading, which is doing all the living work? You start getting cool breeze in your hand tremendously. This is the power for the first time you feel when you get your self-realization. This is the power that does all the living works. These flowers, they become fruits. The buds become the flowers. The trees grow. You have parasympathetic working in you, which is, they call it autonomous. But what is auto? Who is the auto? That's the spirit. They don't know what to call it. They have got a name for it, exactly the same as it should be. It's the auto. But by giving a name, you do not explain what it is. It is the spirit. The spirit does all the autonomous work within ourselves. That is the one that works out our parasympathetic. But still, as long as your spirit is not in your awareness, as long as it has not come in your attention, it is just a witness. It is just witnessing what you are doing. It is looking at you. We have that reflection in your heart. People who get heart attacks are of 2 types. One who have lethargic heart and another one who are active heart. Those who suffer from active hearts are the people who are very futuristic, right-sided, who think too much about the future. And the other ones, the one who have a lethargic heart, are the people who are left-sided, who are very much conditioned, who are worried about the past, who live with their ideas of sufferings. But once the spirit is awakened within you, it looks after you. It takes over, and you become a person who is guided by your spirit, which is absolute. And that's why it explains why in religion there are so many complications. Whatever you want to decide through your ego, through your mental projection, is linear. It moves in a linear direction and it recoils back. That's why you have seen all human enterprises have ended up into trouble. We tried with science, we become the creators of atom bomb which destroys us. We try with anything, even with emotional side we start. What we find, we get bound to it, get miseries and troubles in our emotional endeavors also. So, one reaches a point where one realizes that we have not reached that completion, that epitome, that higher state where we become knowledgeable to the absolute knowledge of everything. At a human level, we know so many things at absolute level. Like we know this is a wood, a dog may not know about it. We know about this, but we do not know whether this wood has been touched by some saint or not. We are not sure about it. We cannot say that, is this a holy wood or not? We cannot make it out. Somebody might say, this is the one who was touched by somebody. Somebody might say, no, how can you say that? There's no way of deciding what is the truth because you are not at the state of absolute. All your theories that are prevalent, like we say, capitalism, communism, all these isms that we talk of, are also relative. For example, if I say, I am the greatest capitalist, supposing I have all the powers, then I am the greatest capitalist. But I am the greatest communist, because I cannot live with them. I have to share with all of you. I have to move about. I have to travel and travel and travel, that I should share with all of you. I cannot enjoy it alone. So I am the greatest communist as well. All the theories that we have in our minds have come out of the unconscious to create that gross part of it. Like people talk of United Nations. United Nations seems to be a myth if you face it. You can't understand this kind of a United Nations where everybody is pulling each other's legs. There's a problem on how many jobs should be given to whom, how much pay, and everything dealing on very gross levels. But you see that when you become a realized soul, there are 14 nations now were represented in India. And all of them, if you had seen, very happy people, extremely joyous, such friendship, such enjoyment, and a little bit of fun, of ragging each other sometimes, pulling each other's legs, and then again enjoying and mirth. Real enjoyment. No quarreling, no fighting, no question of race, nothing of the kind. This kind of the new race has to be evolved out of the people. So this is what happens to you, that you reach the state of absolute. So there cannot be cults in Sahaja Yoga, there cannot be a division of ideas, there cannot be any interpretation, because it is so much within you. Now the subjective and objective, we call it in a very funny way. For us, objective is whatever is gross outside, and subjective is something arbitrary. But once you become a realized soul, you become really the subjective. You really become the subjective in the sense your subject acts, but which is an absolute subject. So everybody has that absolute within themselves. Self is the universal being within yourself. Is the universal being, and that is in everyone. It relates to the same. It's an universal truth. So you cannot have two opinions about it. There's no question of having opinions, because it is so, it's a fact. And whatever is the fact that you accept, so the spirit is the truth. There's no other way to find out the truth. Anything you want to find out, you have to find out through your vibrations, which is the blessing of your self-realization. Without self-realization, there is diversity. You find people are so diverse. They are contradictory. They fight each other. They have such problems that have no solutions. They live like parallel lines where they never meet. But suddenly you find all these parallel lines meet at the South Pole or the North Pole in the same way. They meet at the same point, what we call the spirit. At that time, you have no problems solving your problems, because there is no problem left. You are beyond it. Truth is something that exists, that is there. You cannot challenge it. It is so. Supposing a person is a devil, and you are following a devil as a guru, for example. Now you may argue out with me, whatever you may do, but devil is a devil. You cannot get good vibrations from such a person. But supposing he is a human being, half-baked, just a little bit lost or something, such a person definitely has a chance of transformation. But the one who is a hard-boiled, horrible fellow like Hitler, how can he change him? He cannot be changed. So forget about him. Just forget about him. He doesn't exist for us. We are not to bother about such hard-boiled people. But you develop a kind of a discrete wisdom, as it is in the little cell at the tip of a root, how it penetrates to its own source and keeps to it, following slowly through the soft parts of the earth, and how it reaches the source. In the same way, you too develop that kind of a beautiful, innocent wisdom. Innocence is the source of wisdom. That's the source of wisdom. If you have innocence, you become extremely wise. You have discretion, you have sense of direction, even gross direction. A person whose innocence is intact, he can immediately tell you what is right, what is wrong. Not only that, but he can tell you what is east, west, north and south. Because he acts like a magnet. There's a magnet in that person, and he becomes a magnetic personality because of his innocence. You see, a child attracts the whole crowd. A child is such a beautiful thing because it is innocent. But the devilish part of it, that nowadays we are busy attacking even that, the child's innocence. So be careful that we preserve our innocence and respect the innocence outside. This spirit, when it manifests, it also gives you a state which we call as collective consciousness. It's the state by which you become, again I say become, it's actualization, it is not just talking. You become conscious collectively, means you become conscious of another person's centers on your fingertips. You also become self-aware. You know about yourself, what centers are catching, where are we going. Like a person who becomes mentally upset, he doesn't know. Till he becomes mad, goes to lunatic asylum and dies, he does not know. But in Sahaja Yoga, immediately you can find out that there's something going wrong with your mental side. If a person gets into cancer, he might get into the state of galloping cancer, about to die, then he may discover that he has got cancer. But in Sahaja Yoga, if there's a little imbalance, immediately it shows on your fingertips. And if you know how to do it, how to correct it, then every problem is solved. So as I told you yesterday, yoga has double meaning. Yoga means union with the divine. That's one. And the second one is the expertise, the deftness, what we call in Sanskrit kaushala. You must have the deftness, how to handle this all-pervading power that is flowing through us, how to understand ourselves, how to understand others. That's an important part of Sahaja Yoga. First of all, a little light is enlightened. You get the experience of the spirit to begin with. It's an actualization. But then you must make it grow. Christ has given beautiful parables explaining this, the sprouting of the seeds which were thrown on the rocks. Some were thrown in the good soil and some were neglected. Now we find that every day happening. Thousands come to my program and then I find some of them are lost in the rocks. Some of them are wasted, but some of them become huge big trees to give shade, joy and support to others. We have to change this world. How are we going to change this world, this horrible world which is just on the precipice of destruction? The only way is that we have to change ourselves. That's the transformation just waiting to happen. It's nothing that I'm doing about. I really tell you, I don't do anything. I don't do anything. I'm just waiting to get it. You just catch upon it and you get it. I may be just triggering it, but you can trigger it also. So one has to understand that you have to be honest to yourself. You have to be fair to yourself. You have to understand your value. You must know your worth, that you are a human being created out of small things like amoeba from carbon. And today you are sitting here as human beings. You must be something very special. And this special thing has to become that thing which will make you understand what you are. Only thing, you are not yet connected. Only thing is that you have not yet felt that divinity within. We are all potentially divine. We have to just feel that divinity within us. But as a result of that, you are such a powerful personality, power of love. We have never used power of love. We have only used the power of hatred so far. Power of love is much above power of hatred. It can engulf all hatred, can just suck in everything that is hatred. It's very simple. Very simple methods are to be put. Only you must have desire to get transformed. Now the third thing that happens with self-realization is that you get a state of peace, of bliss, and of joy. When the Kundalini rises above this Agya Chakra, you become thoughtlessly aware. It's called as Nirvichar Samadhi, thoughtlessly aware, where there is no thought in your mind. If you want, you can think. If you want, you can think. But if you don't want, you can be in that state where you don't think. Actually, it's maddening sometimes the way man is thinking, morning till evening, yarns after yarns, useless things, a joyless pursuit. But when this thinking stops, you are above the thoughts. I would say, to give it a simile, that the waves of thought come and go away. Another thought comes and goes away. We are jumping on the cusp of the thought all the time. Supposing we can just get in the center of the thought, that is the present. If we could stop at the present moment, then we are not worried about the thoughts. Like the waves of water, if you are in the waves, you are frightened of that. But supposing you are in a boat, then you can see the waves and enjoy them. In the same way, what happens to you, that you jump up to a higher state of existence, through which you see the thoughts. If you want, you don't want to see, you need not see. Now the thoughts that you see also are very wide and deeper, where you get inspirations. That's why, as Dr. Warren has told you, that your creativity improves. You can become tremendously dynamic, because your time is not wasted in wasteful thinking. You just know this is it. This is the exact. This is what we have to do. And that's how people get rid of many of their problems of mental tensions. There's no tension at all. You don't have any worries. You just see the thing like the witness. You become the witness of the whole drama. When you are in the drama, you think you are a part and parcel of the drama. Sometimes you weep with it and cry with it. But when the drama is over, you realize it was just a drama. I was not there. In the same way it happens to you, that you achieve a witness state. It happens to you. Even if you want to get involved, you cannot. You just cannot get it. That's how you can solve the problems better, because you are away from the problems. You can see what the problem is, but when you are in it, you are upset, full of tension, worries. And sometimes people get so upset with it that they commit suicide when they find no solution. But if you are away from it, then you can definitely solve the problem. Now this witness state has to grow within you gradually, with little understanding and with little meditation, which is very simple, which you can do very easily. Nothing has to be done about it. But first thing you must know, it is actualization. It is not your mental projection that is going to do anything. Like we may say, we are all brothers and sisters. We say so. But when it comes to wars, we become enemies. Even in a family, there are brothers and sisters. When it comes to property, they fight. Not in Sahaja Yoga. You really become part and parcel of each other. You feel the another person within yourself. That's how the collective consciousness just comes into your central nervous system. That's what it is. You have to feel it on your central nervous system. This is the word used by Buddha, which he calls as Bodha. Bodha means that you feel on your central nervous system. Even Vedas means Vida. Vida means on the central nervous system. It is not in your brain, because whatever you know in your brain is so limited and can be changed, converted, brought to another view. But whatever you have known through your central nervous system is the actual thing, is the fact, which you cannot contradict, you cannot diversify, and you cannot challenge it. It is so, so it is. So one has to accept, when you become the spirit, that you are the spirit. That's one of the things people cannot accept easily. They cannot assume. I have seen so many yogis who become yogis, but they are so humble, so simple. Some of these gurus are so fake, horrible. They don't know anything about God, anything about spirit. They are nowhere near it. They are just money-oriented enterprisers, come down and talk so big, create such huge big organizations. As Dr. Warren was telling me, Mother, people have to sell their mortgages, put everything into mortgages, sell off everything to become the disciples of these gurus. All these absurd things they do without knowing anything about God, without knowing anything about the spirit. All that is done, and while you are a yogi now, you are the one who has achieved that state of yoga, and still you do not feel that way. You become absolutely humble. You do not feel that you are a yogi, you are a great person, because it becomes your nature. When it is your nature, you do not assume anything. It is there. It's not a false assumption, but it's a fact. So there is nothing to be proud of. There's nothing to be thinking that you are doing something good to others. It is something that you are doing out of your own nature. Nothing so special. And some people thank me very much sometimes. I'm surprised because I'm doing nothing. I know I do nothing. It's just flowing through me. I'm just watching it working out, but I'm doing nothing. I'm not working out anything. It's just working out by itself. So when you achieve that state, you become a humble personality, extremely humble, because you see that others are still blind. They haven't seen the light. They are suffering so much. You are filled with such compassion and understanding. Sometimes they try to be very harsh with you. Sometimes they try to bash you, trouble you, do everything. But the compassion is so great because you know they are children, they are stupid, they cannot see. It doesn't matter. Let us work it out. And that's how you work it, in such a compassionate, affectionate and kindly way. And temper you do not get into. What you get into is a compassion. Sometimes, of course, you have to make a drama of a temper just to make people all right. But just a drama. Inside you are all peaceful. There is complete peace within us because your spirit is the source of peace. We talk of peace outside. We organize big organizations to have seminars on peace, have conferences of peace, representative of peace, all fighting within themselves and without. We are all the time fighting with ourselves. We like something physically, then the mind says no, then the stomach says yes. There's a fight going on between ourselves. But when you become the realized soul, the fight outside and inside is finished. Because inside you get completely integrated. The last center is the center of Sahasrara, they call it, because there are 1,000 petals. 1,000 petals because there are 1,000 nerves which get enlightened. And the light from the flame, as you see in a candle, in the same way, it appears like tongues of flames, beautiful tongues of flame of various colors. You see them opening out. First you don't see, first you become the light. And then you can see it also, that it opens out as a beautiful lotus of flames of beautiful colors. And you stand in between to see that you are there watching all this within yourself. This center has a speciality that all the centers you have seen, the 6 centers, are placed in the head. This is what we call the station of the centers, of the pithas. The centers are working there, but actually their guarding forces are in the head. And when the Kundalini comes up and she integrates you and enlightens the brain, all these centers also get enlightened. And you feel that you are completely integrated. Your mind, your body, your soul, all work together. There's no point. You are extremely restful. You are peaceful. And the bliss you feel actually as physical manifestation. For example, if you want to see something very beautiful, you see something very beautiful and you like it, like Mona Lisa's painting now, many people go to see that. They don't know what they like about it, but I know what it is. When you watch that, there is no thought. There's no thought. When there is no thought, the creation of the artist in that photograph or in that painting or in any beautiful scene or anything that you see, the whole thing is reflected within you as if it's a ripple-less ocean or a ripple-less lake in which all the surroundings are reflected completely. And then you feel actually physically as if the joy and the peace is flowing down you like peaceful happening. You feel that relaxation just coming on you. Physically also you feel it and you feel extremely charmed by that. But this feeling is only evident when you are a realized soul. Before that it has an effect. That's why you have seen all such things which are of eternal beauty are all those who give you vibrations. There have been many great people, artists, who have been realized soul. I would say Mozart was a realized soul. There are many artists, we can say Sistine Chapel, done by Michelangelo. Michelangelo himself was a realized soul. The way he has put Christ there, Christ was like that, a huge, big personality, like a Australian, you can say, huge, big personality standing there, throwing people to the right and the left. And the whole Sistine Chapel is nothing but the Kundalini. And he's standing at the Agya. If you see it clearly, it is so. And he's throwing people on this side and that side with that mighty body of his. He has to be of a mighty body and of a very healthy appearance. While just below the Sistine Chapel, I saw a miserable looking, bony Christ, just like a TB patient, put there on the table by this Pope. I was just amazed. Ask these popes to carry the cross. Even for 2 minutes they cannot carry it. With that kind of a miserable body, can you carry a cross? I don't know what is the sadism behind it to show Christ in that miserable state. Just to show that we have to be miserable like Christ. When we talk of Christ, we must know he said that you are not to suffer anymore. Still there are many people, they say, oh, we must suffer because Christ has suffered. What can you suffer from it? The amount of sufferings he had, you cannot suffer anymore. He has suffered for you. Now it is for you to enjoy. He suffered for you so that he resides in Agya Chakra. And he sucks in your ego and superego. He sucks in all your karmas and sins, whatever are there. So you enter into the kingdom of God to enjoy the citizenship, to enjoy the benevolence, to enjoy the blessings of God Almighty. I must say, the divine is so anxious that you should enter into it. In these modern times, even to talk about God is an impossibility. But we can prove the existence of God now within ourselves, and we can show the all-pervading power that exists. It is for us to turn round a little, to stop making everything mechanical, to know that there exists the greatest power of greatest that we cannot handle. We cannot do any living work. That living work which is done by this all-pervading power, which is called in Sanskrit as Ritambara Pragya. In the Patanjali's Yoga Shastra, he is called it as Ritambara Pragya. There are different names in different religions. Like in Islam, they call it Ruh, Chaitanya, Logos, all kinds of names they have given to this. But they were aware of this great power that surrounds us and does all the living work. So we also become in charge of that. We become experts on that. I give you a simple example that as you have in the car a brake and an accelerator, we have the left and the right side. We make mistakes. When we are learning how to drive, we sometimes put the accelerator, sometimes the brake. Then gradually we master it and we become an expert. Then we start doing it automatically. That's how we become the driver. But self-realization is the thing where you become the master. The master is sitting behind and watching the driver, the left and the right, the brake and the accelerator in himself, and managing it nicely without doing anything. That's what is self-realization. And that has to happen. Then there is a balance automatically achieved. You don't have to do anything about it. In the beginning also, you may have to work. I wouldn't say, but many people I've seen, they just get realization and are there. So this is the first state where you reach what we call the thoughtless awareness. And then the second is nirvikalpa, where you become doubtlessly aware. You become an expert. You don't have to even talk about it. It can work out. That's what is the state we have to achieve. So you become the source of joy. Joy is a thing beyond happiness and unhappiness. When the ego is pampered, we feel happy. When it is disturbed, we feel unhappy. Joy is beyond happiness and unhappiness. It has no duality. It's a state where you are in a joyous state. You watch everything in a joyous state. Like I went to France and they said, Mother, you look so joyous and happy. And the French are not going to be happy about it. I said, why? because they think you are ignorant, you don't understand. It's a shocking state we are in, and how can you be joyous? They are the very miserable people. So I call them les miserables, as Victor Hugo has described them. But look at these miserable people. They have got every 4th house is a brothel, every 10th house is a pub, and every 12th house there's a divorce case. How can you be happy? You have made all arrangements to be unhappy. And then you want to take pride in that unhappiness. You have arranged everything to destroy yourself, and now you are identified with your destruction and happy with it. But now France is changing. I must tell you, we have had very good response in France also. Surprisingly, the people in France who were just waiting for some catastrophe to fall on them so that they are all perished now once for all, that's the last of it they have been asking for, are so much changed. Even the people in Switzerland, Sweden and Norway, where they are so affluent and planning to commit suicides morning till evening, they have changed. Everywhere there's a big change, I find. But the best country that I find in the Western world, or the westernized world, is your country, Australia. Australia is the great country where the Ayers Rock is there, which represents this center. Now when I say that, you are not to believe me also. When you get your realization, you can ask a question. Is Australia the Muladhara? Is this the support of the roots? Is it the one? And you'll be amazed that you'll get tremendous vibration. That's a fact. Whatever you may try, whatever you may do, you are that. And that's why I bow to you all. Today is the last day I'm here. It's a short time I've been here. But hope to see you again on Wednesday. They want to have some sort of a workshop for you. I have made it a point to stay back on Wednesday to see you all there. Whatever problems you have, I will deal with it. Now somebody has asked a question, are we primitive still as when the floods were there? So we are not. We are very conscious. We are conscious of our society, conscious of our world. And once you become the light, you change the whole world. Because Sahaja Yoga is not an individual thing. It is a collective happening. It's a collective happening. And it is facing towards the society, facing towards the world, the universe at large. So to say that we are at the same state is not true, because whatever we have achieved through science is also of great use. For example, now, if this was not available, I could not have talked to you all in such a big way. If there was no television, on the television I can give realization to people if they give me a chance. I can give to thousands of them realization if they give me a chance, but it's rather difficult to get there. Now, these photographs also have got vibrations, most surprising. I have seen that there are some photographs where people have taken photographs which they could not see. The light coming on my head, light coming through my hands, light coming through my feet, all those things they have taken photographs. So your camera is also showing. Television is the best way we can spread Sahaja Yoga if they help us out a little bit. Have some faith in Sahaja Yoga. I'm sure it will grow one day and we'll be able to work out through television. So nothing is going to be wasted, least of all the human beings. But we must know their purpose. The life has no purpose without self-realization. After self-realization, it is so purposeful, full of enjoyment, full of giving, and you know your worth and value after that. The question was, second one was rather pertaining to Yogananda. I better not say much about this gentleman because I'm really angry with him. He cut the tongues of people. And there are many people you find in Los Angeles who cannot talk. They have wagging tongues. Like dogs, they are moving. This horrible fellow Yogananda, I don't know what was he up to. And he said that you have to do the Kechan. It's a kind of a thing where you pull your tongue back here. And that's how he said the Kundalini will rise. It's absurd. Because when the Kundalini rises by itself, as a result of that, something's happened within you. After all, rising of the Kundalini takes place. Something living thing has to happen, like a digestive juices are poured when you take something to be digested. In the same way, when the Kundalini rises, there are bandhas, means the things to hold the Kundalini, to push it forward. And then also this is a little bit sucked in, no doubt. But you don't feel anything. It's an automatic happening. Like a car starts starts moving, the wheels also move. But if you take out a wheel and start moving it, will the car move? And this is absolutely an absurd thing called Kriya Yoga. Sahaja Yoga is akriya. There's nothing to be done, effortless. Automatically the living process takes place. Supposing you have to sprout a seed and you take out the primule and pull it out, will it sprout? It's a living process. Let it happen spontaneously, sahaja. So this kind of a thing that is preached is absolutely nonsensical. This horrible thing he has done is to take out the tongues of people. They still exist. They still exist, these people. They cannot talk. Their tongues are wagging. He's made a big money. That another lady of his has made big money. She has made big money. So it has nothing to do with God. It's horrible. It's something sadistic. Some people make you suffer so much. They make you give up food. Like somebody told me they paid 6,000 pounds to go to Switzerland to fly in there. 6,000 pounds. And they were given for 6 days the water in which they had boiled potatoes. 6 days. And the 7th day the rind of the potatoes for 6,000 pounds. And the last day they gave them the potatoes. The people became so weak, so possessed. I have seen some of them. They are even afraid of looking at a garlic. Can you believe it? They are afraid of garlics. They are afraid of lemons. Such people, such recluses have been created. How can that be anything to do with God? For a while, of course, you get possessed, so you get more excited. Little bit happens to you. But that's not a permanent affair. If you go and see those disciples after 5-6 years, they'll be lost. You cannot find them. Where are they? These doctors and these great people. They are mostly in the lunatic asylum, or they are suffering from epilepsy. I have seen people of that kind. In Scotland, there was a flying academy where the people were sent. The owner of that academy, his wife and his child, the wife was the granddaughter of a duke, the gentleman was a diamond merchant. All of them became bankrupt. They came to me with epilepsy of a very serious type. Very serious type. They got cured, but the fellow became bankrupt, so he had to go back to South Africa. The wife is there, she's now in India, and the child is all right. This is the situation. How can you become epileptic? How can you have problems? Going to God. You have to improve. Your conditions must improve. But still people stick on, because there's a kind of a mesmerism, I think, or a kind of a conditioning on their heads. Or they think we have paid the money, so let us go through it. Better not. Better be considerate, kind to yourself. This body, this mind, this human frame, all this is made with great difficulty. Please do not waste it. Please respect it. Understand that no use identifying yourself with something which is false, fake, injurious and troublesome. Better get to something that is your own. I would say be selfish. In Sanskrit it is called the word swartha. You see, the Sanskrit scholars were very clever. So selfishness is called as swartha, meaning swartha means the meaning of the swa. Swa means the self. You find out the meaning of the self is the selfishness. That's the best, to find out the meaning of the self. So if you become selfish, you better become the self. That's the best way to look at it. I'm sorry so many of these Indian horrible people came here and have exploited you. I really am sorry. But you are so naive. They could not do anything in India because people traditionally know. That's why they are here. They could not befool us. They could not. We know them very well. We know all this kind very well. So they had to come down here to exploit you and trouble you. So I'm sorry for that. I'm very sorry. But now at least you take to right thinking and understanding that you cannot pay for it. You cannot put in any effort. It's a living process of your evolution. Just understand that and it will work out. I'm sure it will work out. I hope you'll make it convenient to come to the workshop they are going to have, where I'll deal with you personally. The other question was about yoga. What about yoga? The yoga, you know, is a wee bit of exercises. It's not yoga. Yoga means union with the divine. And they used to do this thousands of years back in a very different system. But now we too do certain exercises, but according to the Kundalini rising. Even in Patanjali Yoga, if you read the whole book, which people do not read, they get it from some third, fourth hand knowledge. If you read it, it is, yoga means not the exercises, but when the Kundalini is rising and whatever is the chakra catching, if there's a physical problem, then you have to do a particular asanas or a particular type of an exercise. which is related, which is absolutely particular to that particular chakras. So just to do indiscriminate asanas is very dangerous, especially for heart. It's a very dangerous thing to do indiscriminate asanas because one can get troubles of the heart. So it is better to understand the whole science behind it. That's a big science of mantras also, science of these asanas. Without doing it, you are taking the medicine indiscriminately of the whole of the medicine box. It's like that without understanding. So be careful. Respect your body. Respect your being. That's what I have to say as a mother. May God bless you all. So now if there are any more questions, you can write them down and give it to them next time when I have the Wednesday we are having.
I've told them.
Yes. Then I will answer these questions in person. But as I told you, it's not a mental projection. It's a happening. It's a happening. It should happen to all of you, but there's no guarantee. Most of you get it. Some of you may not. Doesn't matter. If not today, tomorrow. Everyone gets it. That's the point. Some people have some problems, some barriers, something wrong, but very few of them, most of them get realization. So you should not get disappointed. To start with, we have to understand that these centers are made of different elements, the essences of the elements, as we call them the causal of the elements. And now, as I told you, that the triangular bone is made out of the earth element. We have to take the advantage of the earth element. We have to take the advantage of all the elements, and that you will learn gradually how you take advantage of that. When these elements are in proper proportions and in proper balance, you never have any problem. But when they get disturbed and upset, then only you start getting the problem. He has already told you how things are caused in trouble. I will only explain to you how cancer is caused, because that's very important. Also AIDS and things which are very incurable and people are frightened of them. It's very simple to understand that supposing this is a center and this is the left side and this is the right side. I hope all of you can see this very clearly. Now what happens that when there is too much activity on the left side or the right side, even right side when a person is very futuristic and all that, then what happens that you become vulnerable to cancer. You become vulnerable. But the triggering, as the doctors say, takes place by some proteins they call as protein 58, protein 52. That's just like doctors. When they don't know the names, they just give them number like criminals, number 52, 58. But these, they say so clearly, that come from the areas built within us since our creation. So it is the collective subconscious which exists on the left-hand side beyond the subconscious mind. Beyond the subconscious mind. Now from this you will realize that the subconscious mind is placed next to this blue line and then the collective subconscious. On the right-hand side, the supraconscious mind and then the collective supraconscious mind. So the people who die with conditioning and all that and still are wanting to exist as spirits can exist in that area. Whatever has gone out of the circulation of our evolution rests in that area which is built within us since our creation. So viruses are caused by the plants, or we can say microscopic animals, which are thrown out of the circulation of our evolution. In the same way, there are spirits. As Christians, we know Christ took out spirits and put them in the pigs. So the spirits that are the dead spirits of people who have not yet accepted that they are live this world and are still busy hanging around. Such people are there. And these are the people used by most of these gurus when they mesmerize you. Once they mesmerize you, you are drawn more towards the left side, towards the left collective subconscious. And when you go to the collective subconscious, that's the area from where this triggering takes place. So too much of activity, already it is sort of getting dislocated. So the relationship with the whole is not there. When the relationship of the whole is just precariously placed, these trigger out and you just move out. Then in this area, all the cells, on this area maybe, all the cells that are there become on their own. Means that they become arbitrary, they start attacking each other, we call it they become malignant. This is how cancer is set in. Now what happens to the Kundalini? When Kundalini rises, she tries to bring them together. Now here she awakens the deity there, by which the flow starts and it is kept intact. Apart from that, she gets you connected with the source. So all the time that energy is flowing in within you, so you do not get any diseases of that kind. Same thing with AIDS. At the lowest one, this one it is combined with some other chakra. This thing takes place. I have seen it's commonly done by this chakra on the left hand side. When by some means you do something very perverted and go to the left side too much, then you get attacked by these things. So AIDS can be cured very easily through Sahaja Yoga. But after curing you, if you go to the same thing and do it again and again, then again you get back to the same state. By bringing you in the center, you get cured. But if you try to go back again to the same side on the left hand side, you get it. The right side diseases, as here described to you, are like the liver trouble, which is active liver. You can get cirrhosis of liver, jaundice. You can get with that right-sidedness, what you call the diabetes. Also, the hectic life gives you what we call the blood cancer. If the mother is hectic, father is hectic, if the family is hectic by temperament, the child can get blood cancer. This all can be cured through Sahaja Yoga in a proper state. But if it is absolutely a gone case, we do not bother about it, but we think, let the person be born again so that we can give him realization properly. So the object of Sahaja Yoga is not to fight the diseases, but to create doctors, to create people who are healthy, who can give light to others. It's common sense. The lamp which is going to give no light, we do not repair it. In the same way, the personality that is not going to give any more light is not repaired. And that's why you have to learn that you get cured because you have to give light. This is very important. And I have seen wherever it has failed, people have again gone back to their own same diseases. This is what is Sahaja Yoga, is so simple and so benevolent. So now, to have the experience of the spirit, I would request you to take out your shoes, to touch the Mother Earth, first of all. It will take about 10 minutes for you to get your realization, not more than that. What's the matter with this gentleman? What is talking? What is he?
We don't need this. Just don't respond.
Better take him out. Look at that now. He must be belonging to some church or something like that.
Please ask him to go.
He must be drunk. Must be drunk. Don't be harsh. Don't be harsh. He must be drunk. Forget it. Thus you see so many of them on the street also, like that talking. But they disturb. They disturb. That's the main point. Don't get disturbed with it. I don't know what he was talking about. But there's no need to be aggressive. I mean, I don't know. I didn't say anything. So, let us settle down with our peace. We have to all get our realization. We are sensible, wise people. Put your feet, please, on the Mother Earth. There is very least to be done. Very least. We don't want you to give up anything before Sahaja Yoga. Because you are not told, don't do this, don't do that. It just works out within you. You become that. You become a personality of virtue, of righteousness. I don't have to tell you. We didn't have to tell Christ not to do bad things, isn't it? Because he was a realized soul. He was a great soul. In the same way, when you become that, you are not to be told, don't do this, don't do that. But you have to be a realized soul. That's important. So it's very little to be done. Not much is to be done about it. It's very simple. Only thing I would request you to take out your spectacles because it improves your eyesight also. It's a very little thing to do. Now put both the hands in this way on your lap, in a very simple way. Both the hands like this on your lap, just like this, on your lap, comfortable. There's one more thing, if there's anything uncomfortable, you feel uncomfortable with, you better remove it. Some people might be wearing coats or something, feeling uncomfortable. Please remove it. Now please put both the hands like this, just like this.
On your lap, on the lap.
And there's nothing to be serious, of course nothing frivolous also. But it is something you must know of serenity, of joy, and of pleasant temperament. You have to be pleasantly posted towards it. Because you are going to enter into the kingdom of God. You are going to enter there. So it's a very pleasant thing which you have been seeking for ages, which is going to happen to you. So you must have that expectation and that joy or that kind of a temperament. Very pleasant, as if you are now on your way to your salvation. So put your left hand towards me. That means this is the desire that you have, that you want to get your realization. And the right hand on your heart. Because in the heart, as I told you, resides the spirit. Now only I'll show you beforehand, before you close your eyes, what are the chakras we are going to tackle and how you are going to raise your Kundalini, awaken your Kundalini, not me. So I'm going to tell you what is to be done and later on we'll do it. But just now I'll just show you that first on the heart, then in the upper part of the abdomen, on the left hand side, everything on the left hand side, then in the lower part of the abdomen, then you go back to the upper part of the abdomen, then you go to the heart again, then you go here on the corner of the neck and the shoulder, then you go on top of your head here across like this, or say on your forehead, and then you go at the back here on the optic lobe, holding the optic lobe, then here your palm going on top of your fontanelle bone area, which was a soft bone on top of your head, and you have to move it 7 times, which I'll tell you clearly later on. Now, please close your eyes. At the very outset, I have to make a very, very humble request to you. Do not feel guilty. Please do not feel guilty. If you feel guilty, then it is difficult to achieve realization. After all, as I told you, you are a special category. Forgive yourself. You have done nothing wrong. And God is the ocean of forgiveness. He is the one who can forgive everything. So please, first of all, forgive yourself and say in your heart that you are not at all guilty. Because that is the biggest hurdles in the West countries. I have seen westernized people, they have a fashion to feel guilty for every small, every big, every sort of a nonsensical thing. So not to feel guilty at all. So in a pleasant mood we sit down, forgiving ourselves, not thinking bad about ourselves, becoming miserable, les miserables we need not be. So now with the left hand towards me, what we do, that we put our right hand on the heart. Now keep your eyes shut. You are not to open your eyes till I tell you, because whatever happens is inside. The attention has to be inside, and if your eyes are open, the attention goes outside. So please don't open your eyes. Put your right hand on your heart. Now, in the heart resides your spirit. Please close your eyes. Please close your eyes. Here you have to ask me a question from your heart. You can call me Shri Mataji, or you can call me Mother, whatever you like. Mother, am I the spirit? Ask the question 3 times. Mother, am I the spirit? Ask the question 3 times. Those who got realization yesterday should also ask again. It's a simple way to reawaken the Kundalini, to re-establish it properly. The other question that follows with it is that if you are the spirit, you are your own guide, you are your own guru, you are your own master. So you put your right hand on the center, which is on the left hand side, in the upper part of your stomach, in the upper part of your abdomen. Please put your right hand there and left hand towards me. Now, this is a center of mastery. So here you have to ask a question to me, Mother, am I my own master? Am I my own guru? Am I my own guide? Ask a question, please, here, 3 times. Now, take down this right hand on the left hand side of your stomach in the lower region, on the lower region, and press it. Now, this is a very, very important center, because through this center we achieve the divine technique. We work out the divine technique. That's the true knowledge, that's the pure knowledge. In Sanskrit called Shuddha Vidya. That's the true knowledge, the technique, the expertise. So for that, I cannot force upon you this knowledge. You have to say you want it. So please say, Mother, may I have the pure knowledge. Mother, may I have the true knowledge. Please ask for it. I cannot force it on you. I cannot. So please ask for it. Mother, may I have the pure knowledge, the true knowledge? 6 times, because this center has got 6 petals. Very good. On the light for the left hand. Please ask 6 times. That's attention. Now, some people are laughing, or please don't do that, because it won't work out in you if you do that. It's not a sign of wisdom. It's not a sign. Please do not do that way. It's uncivil to other people. Try to control. Please try to control. Now, raise the right hand again onto the upper part of the abdomen, on the left hand side, upper part. This is the center of the master, the guru. Here, please say with full assertion, with full confidence within yourself. That is very important, that you must now show your confidence for the Kundalini to rise. because the movement in the Kundalini has started, which you will know very soon. So what you have to say, Mother, I am my own master. Say with full confidence. Mother, I am my own master. 10 times. Because this center has got 10 petals. Say it 10 times. Mother, I am my own master. Please don't disturb others when they are meditating. Be civil. You can wait for 10 minutes. Just wait for 10 minutes. Don't disturb others. There's something wrong that you cannot do it. So please keep quiet. At least keep quiet. Please say it 10 times. Mother, I am my own Guru. I am my own guide. I am my own master, with full confidence in yourself. Ten times. Too much of left. Too much of conditioning, I think. Ah. Now, please raise your hand now to your heart. Now here on this center, with all confidence in yourself, from your heart, you have to assert and say, Mother, I am the Spirit. Please say that. 12 times. Mother, I am the Spirit. Without any hesitation. Mother, I am the Spirit. 12 times. Mother, I am the Spirit. Believe me, you are. You have to just assert for the Kundalini to rise. Just assert, Mother, I am the Spirit. Please do it. It's very simple it is. You have to have faith in yourself. Good. It's rising very good. Ah, good. Raise this right hand now in the corner of the shoulder and the neck on the left hand side from the front. Yes, just hold it tight. This is a very important center which gets spoiled when you feel guilty for nothing at all. You get diseases like spondylitis, like arthritis, like angina, all kinds of funny diseases due to lethargic behavior come here. So please say it from your heart, believing in yourself, Mother, I am not guilty. As I have told you before, believe me, God is the ocean of love. He is the ocean of compassion. But above all, He is the ocean of forgiveness. He is the ocean of forgiveness. So please don't condemn yourself at all, saying that I am guilty and this and that. This is the biggest hurdle one has to cross through. Please believe me, you are not guilty at all. You are the temple of God and you have to become the light. That's all. The light has to be put in that temple. So please do not condemn yourself. Forgive yourself. Say it please 16 times. There are 16 petals. But if you still think you are very guilty, then you have a punishment of saying it for 108 times is better, so that at least you get rid of the guilt, which is absolutely false and wrong. It doesn't exist. It's mythical. No better? Much better? Much better? Huh? Right side. What about that? We don't need light anymore. No more light there. We'll do with the water. Now, all right, that's clear. Now, put the right hand on top of your forehead, across forehead, pushing it on both the sides as we do it when we have headaches. Just put your hand there. Now, at this point, you have to say, Mother, I forgive everyone. Now, the explanation could be, some may say, it's very difficult. Many say like that, I'll try. But it is mythical. Whether you forgive or you don't forgive is all mythical. You don't do anything about it. But when you don't forgive, then you play into the hands of those who want to harm you. So don't become weak like that. Just say, I forgive, and you'll feel the tension will go away. Say it from your heart. How many times is not the point. Say it from your heart. Just from your heart, I forgive everyone. The best way is to forgive everyone to get rid of all the problems. That's the greatest weapon Christ has given us. We should use it. Mother, I forgive everyone. Now, take this hand on the back side of your head and hold your optic lobe, the back side. Hold it tight. It's very good for the eyesight. This center. Now, the other side of it is that the way you feel guilty, the way you cannot forgive, it's better that you ask God to forgive you once for all. You say, O Lord, O Divine, anything you want to address Him like, if I have done anything wrong, in the glory of your name, please forgive me. Now take this hand on top of your head, on the fontanelle bone area. Now you are going to give yourself the baptism. I am not touching you there. Just put your palm pressed on the center where you had a soft bone in your childhood called the fontanelle bone area. Now press it hard, 7 times, move it. At this point again, I cannot force you. You have to ask for your self-realization. So you have to say, Mother, I want my self-realization. Please give me self-realization 7 times, because as I told you, there are 7 chakras all in the brain. So please say it. Now please take down your hand on your lap. Carefully open your eyes very slowly and don't think about it. You can do it now. You have reached that state where you do not think. Now take your left hand and see for yourself if there's a cool breeze coming out of your head. On top here on the fontanelle bone area, about 4 inches, 6 inches above, like that, move it up and down, you'll find a cool breeze. In front, little in front, not so much at the back. Here, it is here, here you feel. You can bend down your head if you like and see for yourself. Pay attention here. Now with the other hand, put the left hand towards me please and see with the right hand. It's very subtle, it's very subtle. Those who came yesterday will definitely feel it. Even today they can with little understanding. Again, the other hand, please. The left hand on top and right hand towards me, please. Is there? We must there. Again, see. See, it's coming out of your head. This is the real miracle, that you cannot do it otherwise. This is what one should expect. If they tell you to jump, scream, that's anybody can do. Change your clothes, anybody can do. But see the cool breeze coming out of your head. Now, again, the other hand, once more. Now, to feel it in the hands, the all-pervading power, best way is to put up your hands like this in the sky, loosely, and put back your head and spread out the hands and ask, is this the all-pervading power of God's love? Is this the Brahma Shakti? 3 times. Ask, is this the power of the Holy Ghost? Is this the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost? Now bring it down. Now feel it in your hands. Feeling very relaxed? Very relaxed. Feel it in your hands. See now if you are feeling the cool breeze in your hand. All right? Now, the last thing I want to tell you, how to protect your auras, very important, and how to raise your Kundalini. This will take about 5 minutes, but you should do it before going to sleep. It's very simple, but you must do it to protect yourself. It's very important to protect your auras. You know, when the disciples of Christ got their realization through the Holy Ghost, they started using their hands in such a way that people thought they were mad and were using the language that people did not understand. That was the language of the chakras, and the hands were used to use the power. Now, the left hand is towards me. This is the end of it. Now, put the right hand as, you just don't face, because they cannot see you. So face that side, it's all right. Now, this one is to be taken like that on top of your head. So, we'll start. 1 to 7 chakras, we have to do 7 times. Yes, 2 is very simple. This is you are giving. 3 is 4 is 5, 6 and 7. Now to increase your vibrations, you must know how to raise your Kundalini. To increase your vibrations, it's best to know, everyone should know how to raise the Kundalini, which is a very simple thing to do again. Is the left hand towards the Kundalini to be kept and to be watched all the time, and the right hand is to be taken up, front, low, back, like that, clockwise. So we have to move it upward on our head. Let's do it. Move it upward. Push back your head, push back your hands, and give it a twist. Give it a twist, and now give it a knot. Once more. Again, do it thrice. Again, we do it once more. Now it goes faster. Now give it a twist and give it a knot. In the third state, we have to give 3 knots. Let's do it once more. That's all. Now see how it moves faster. Now push back your head. Give it 1 twist, give it another twist, and give it the third one. That's how you tie your Kundalini up there. Now feel the cool breeze in your hands. Better. All right? It's better now? Some of you have not felt, doesn't matter. Most of you have felt it. Let's see how many have felt either in the head or in the hands or both. Just lift your hands like this, I would like to see. Oh. Jukaslat, Australians, I bow to you all. So don't discuss about it, don't talk about it. Give yourself a bandhan, as we said, the protection and the raising of the Kundalini before sleeping. Put your attention here, and I hope you will come Wednesday for the workshop where we'll tell you more about it, and you will learn it very fast. Thank you very much. Where is the program?
For those who came in a little late, the program on Wednesday night is at the Lancaster Room at the Hyatt Kingsgate Hotel, 7 o'clock. The Lancaster Room, Hyatt Kingsgate Hotel, Wednesday night at 7 p.m.